Hello everybody, this is your friendly neighborhood YouTuber making another tutorial for Second Life, or making things thereof for it. Today we're going to make a cutout of Summer Glau as Cameron in the Sarah Connor Chronicles, which is a television show that I do like a lot. Now, you're gonna, once you've gotten your GIF open the way I have, you just drag your JPEG or PNG or whatever file it is into the thing like you saw me do, so that it opens up the image. Then you select your rectangle select tool, and you try to select as little of the white around the image as possible. Just like that. And then you cut her out of the photo. Just like that. Then you just do that and you discard the changes. And then you paste her into the new window here. Just like that. Then you get your fuzzy select tool and you click. And you color to alpha, just like we did before. Click on the outside so that she clears up just like that. And you see how all the white around her, well, except for a very thin line, has turned into transparent. Now you want to go in here, and this picture is actually going to be quite simple compared to some of the others I've done. The easiest is cartoons, so if you're going to have a kid's store, you're going to have a really easy time making cutouts for kids. But what you want to do is you want to take your free select tool, make sure you get closer. I usually do about 550 because I'm used to working with the tools. If you're brand new, I would advise 1100 so that you can see the individual pixels to help yourself out a little bit better. But since I'm not a pro, but I'm not, it's not my first rodeo, I'm going to do it this way. And then you just select a path and make sure you go in small increments. Sorry about that. And you try to get as much of the white outline without cutting too much into the actual photo as you can. And then you go up here and you do small sections like I said, and you meet them up, right click and cut. Sorry about that. Go in here, see how that cleans it all up. You can go back. Now in order to really work a cutout, you have to pay deep attention to detail, and make sure it's not too much of a boxy cut in certain areas, stuff like that. And you can make a cutout out of anything. Cars. I just happen to do people because I do pulp culture for my store. And so, since I do pulp culture, this will make a good one. So you select the fuzzy tool and you click outside into this gray area, and it'll make the selected area go off. But you don't have to do that every single time. I don't, because when you make a new selection, it will go, the old selection will go away. I'll show you that in a second. Sorry if I just brushed the mic. It's a brand new headset. I got the headset to make the audio for these videos a little bit easier to hear, and also so I can talk to people online. So, but as you can see, there's not a whole lot of complicated things. There are some cutouts that I've done where it's immensely complicated, and you really have to pay attention to what you're cutting through. This one not so much because she's got dark hair. I did a cut, the last video I was trying to do a tutorial for this before, and the sound wasn't working, for a cutout of the, what I call the triad of Lost Girl, which is Lauren, Bo, Lauren, and Dyson, and make a cutout of them. And that was a little bit more complicated because Lauren's got blonde hair, Dyson's got that messy curly thing going on, so there's a lot of bleed-ins, kind of like what you see here, of the background because of his hair and because of Lauren's hair. So I had to cut some of their hair off because it just was not going to be easy to get the blender, get the selection tool to be able to do that easy. So I'd rather just like not have it at all. So it's just like right here, how the shirt kind of disappeared a little bit. So we're gonna cut it out and see if it makes the picture look weird from a distance. So give me a second to do that. Do 100%. Let me see what the picture is supposed to look like originally, so that I can make a good judgment call on whether or not that looks strange. Huh. Looks like when I did the white, it took off some of the really bright skin that she had there. So I might have to Photoshop it a little bit to take her other arm out and see how that looks. So what we'll do is we'll undo. Now I'm going to zoom a little bit in because that was a little much for me to be able to do from that far back. So we'll go right here, right here. That makes her look a little bit like a hunchback, doesn't it? Okay. We're going to start over again. There we go. Now I'm going to zoom in to that area that we're having the trouble with. That is a really unusual Photoshop of it. That's gotta be Photoshop, because the strap would go around, and there's no rounding of that strap there. So what we'll do is we'll go back if we can. We can't. So fuzzy select again. Colored alpha. I'm analyzing the way she's standing. I might have to go and get a different picture. Yeah. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna see if I can find Sarah and John. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. And what you do is you go into your downloads and you select all, and then you just drag them into your desktop. Since this one didn't work, I'm going to trash it. Bring up this one. Now, doing it this way is going to make it a little bit harder because the background's not white. But since the image is so large, the cutout that I'm going to get from it is going to be spectacular. So, go in here to your square select, rectangle select, whatever you want to call it. Try to get it as close to the character you're cutting out as possible. I'm going to actually put that up a little bit more. And her gun's not quite there. There we go. And then, of course, cut. Paste. See how the fuzzy select tool does. Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is going to be all done by hand. So you go in here, and you're going to have to, this one I actually am going to have to get pretty close compared to normal. There we go. That's actually, because it's a bigger image, going into 5x5 is, well, 550. It's actually pretty cool. So we go in here, and we start cutting like we did before. On a Mac, it's the command button X to cut. And you're going to want to get it as close as you possibly can without cutting into the actual image, like I said before. Go back up over here. Now her hair is a little wispy here, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go up here And we're going to cut the most of the white wispy stuff away. There. I'm going to do something that I normally don't do, and that's what I'm going to make a quick choppy cut on the outside, just so that I don't have to keep doing that zoom out, zoom in stuff. while I'm doing the rest of it. See, now I can zoom back in. Go back to my free select. you guys out there that do watch my tutorials have any requests and it's within my skill set to do so, I will show you how to do it. So go ahead and message me on my YouTube account with your requests, and I will try to do them. Now, of course, I don't do singing or anything like that. I'm joking. But I will try to do any tutorial that is within my skill set to show you. And if I don't have the skill set, I can usually Google search something to help find one for you, basically. Now, the gun is going to be harder than anything else. That's why I'm zooming way in. It's because I need to try to keep as much of the gun in here as possible, and it is only a slightly lighter black than the surrounding picture right now. Normally I might cut the gun out. I'm not anti-gun nut or anything, but they usually detract from a picture because people are like, ooh, gun. But in this case, it's part of the character and the storyline for the basically it's an element of who the character is that she has one. And since my store is all about the pop culture, I'm going to keep it in. For those of you that don't know what this weapon is, it's a pistol grip shotgun. And again, I gotta zoom in over here. It's always better to do a ton of clicks down a line than it is to try to minimize how many clicks you make down the line, because it contours the cut better than you would do with trying to minimize how many you do, and it also makes it so you can literally just trace down where you want to go. Just click, 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 click. For some reason, it decided to be weird on me. That's okay. Okay, now that I've shown you basically what you need to do in order to make a cutout, I'm going to zoom back out so that you can see the final results in all of its glory so far. Of course, it's not finished. I still got most of the rest of it to do. But see how it went from the way it was to how clear it is, going all the way around without sacrificing the quality of the image. So, like I said, if you're just starting out and you haven't done cutouts like I have, which is a lot, take it nice and easy and slow. Zoom in until it pixelates so that you can see the individual pixels, and even choose to go through them in increments, like cut them in half or cut them diagonally or whatever. And eventually you'll get to the speed that I've got and get the eye that I've got. And like I said, it just takes practice. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I'm sorry about the long silence periods, but this one was even challenged for me a little bit, so I wanted to concentrate. And I hope you're having a great day. Talk at you later.